What happens when the gears of a city grind to a halt? What happens when the truckers, the lifeblood of our economy, decide to stop? Picture this: New York City, a bustling metropolis now facing a significant disruption. Roughly 20% of its truckers are boycotting, creating a ripple effect that's shaking the foundations of the city's trucking industry. This is the reality we're facing today as the NYC trucker boycott gains momentum. But how did we get here? Our story starts where many stories of dissent do, with a growing sense of frustration and injustice. In the heart of this bustling metropolis, the truckers' revolt began brewing. The seeds of the dissent were sown by various factors, each contributing to a mounting sense of disillusionment. The first straw that broke the camel's back was the toll increases on critical routes, such as the New Jersey Turnpike. Imagine, day after day, mile after mile, the tolls kept piling up, chipping away at the already slim profit margins of the truckers. But the toll hikes were just the beginning. Adding fuel to the fire was the fallout from a civil fraud case involving former President Trump. This case, while not directly related to the trucking industry, contributed to an environment of skepticism and mistrust. The truckers, like many of us, were left grappling with the question of fairness and accountability, looking for answers that seemed elusive. And then, there were those struggles with low profit margins, the bane of the trucking industry. Imagine working long, grueling hours away from your family, only to find that your earnings barely cover your expenses. It's a tough gig, and it's even tougher when you feel like you're running on a treadmill, working harder and harder, but not really getting anywhere. So what do you do when you're backed into a corner? When you feel like you're not being heard, when the system you're a part of seems stacked against you? Well, you make some noise, you take a stand, you say enough is enough. And that's precisely what the truckers did. With tensions high and profits low, the truckers took a stand, leading us to the present situation. The stage was set for a standoff, a revolt that would send shockwaves through the city and beyond. It's a story of grit, resilience, and a fight for fairness. And it's a story that's still unfolding, so buckle up, folks, because we're just getting started. The seeds of dissent have been sown, and the harvest promises to be a tumultuous one. The truckers' boycott is underway, and its ripple effects are already being felt far and wide. The city waits with bated breath as the wheels of change are set in motion. As the truckers parked their vehicles, the dominoes began to fall. This is more than just a boycott. It's a domino effect rippling through the city's economy and daily life. Imagine this: an apple from upstate New York, a brick from a New Jersey quarry, a steak from Nebraska, all delivered to our doorstep by truckers. But now, with 1 in every 5 truckers participating in the boycott, goods are starting to pile up at distribution centers, unable to reach their final destinations in New York City. Grocery stores are one of the first to feel the crunch. Shelves that were once brimming with fresh produce and staples are now growing sparse. The city's vibrant farmers markets, usually a riot of color and activity, are feeling the pinch. The fruit stands are half empty, the vegetable bins are running low, and the price tags, they're inching upwards. The impact doesn't stop there. Next in line are construction sites where the lack of materials is grinding projects to a halt. Skyscrapers, bridges, apartment buildings, all waiting for the bricks, steel, and concrete that are delayed or simply not coming. This ripple effect continues to our favorite restaurants and retail stores. Specialty ingredients, freshly caught seafood, the latest fashion trends, all these rely on the trucking industry. With the boycott in play, these businesses are scrambling to find alternatives, often at a higher cost. And who bears the brunt? We do. The consumers. The cost of living in the city is already high, and now we're seeing prices rise even further. Suddenly, that apple isn't just an apple anymore. It's a symbol of a city straining under the weight of an industry in revolt. But amidst the uncertainty, one thing is clear. This boycott is more than a dispute over tolls or a reaction to a civil fraud case. It's a wake-up call to the city and to us, a reminder of how much we rely on these truckers and the goods they deliver. As the shelves grow bare and prices soar, the city is feeling the pinch, but what is being done about it? As the city grapples with the fallout, officials scramble to find a solution. The disruption caused by the trucker boycott isn't just a bump in the road, it's a full-blown crisis, and the city's leaders are feeling the pressure. Now, they're exploring every avenue to get things back on track. One of the options on the table is entering into negotiations with the truckers. The hope here is that through dialogue they can find a middle ground that addresses the truckers' concerns and restores the balance. But talk is cheap, and actions speak louder than words. That's why city officials are also considering changes to the toll policy. The recent toll hikes on critical routes like the New Jersey Turnpike have been a major bone of contention for the truckers. Rolling back these increases could be a step towards quelling the unrest. The elephant in the room, however, is the fallout from a civil fraud case involving former President Trump. Legal resolutions in this case could potentially help dissipate some of the tension. But it's a delicate situation, and one that needs to be navigated with care. With the city's economy on the line, the pressure is on to resolve the situation. But what does the future hold? As we look ahead, it's clear that the city and its truckers are at a crossroads. The decisions made now could shape the future of the industry and the city's economy for years to come. The future is always uncertain, but the NYC trucker boycott has thrown it into sharp relief. In the wake of this standstill, we find ourselves contemplating a future that could look vastly different. One possibility is a shift in our freight delivery hubs. With the city's trucking industry in a flux, other cities or states might step in to fill the void, reshaping the logistical map as we know it. But perhaps more intriguing is the potential for technological innovation. As the old saying goes, necessity is the mother of invention. Could this boycott accelerate the adoption of autonomous vehicles, drones, or other cutting-edge technologies in the trucking industry? It's a tantalizing prospect, one that could revolutionize not just the way we move goods, but also how we think about transportation and logistics. As we navigate these uncertain times, one thing is clear: the resilience and adaptability of both the city and its truckers will be put to the test.